Hi, I'm Stacy and this is Work Smarter, insight and tools to accelerate your fulfillment and success. Today we're talking about a really important hot topic, and this is how to manage up. Oftentimes we feel stuck, especially when we have this terrible boss or someone who's not inspiring. We can't get any visibility, or we just feel like we're kind of drowning in this changing political environment. So what do? Well, these are important skills that you need, and here's the first thing that you can do. Understand your boss's motivation. What does he care about? What keeps her up at night? What feeds his ego, right? And what does he think about all the time? And does he worry about what people think about him? Those are questions you need to answer, because it's going to help you tailor your communication and navigate to the right path for the stronger relationship with this person. So understand his or her motivation. The second thing is build a communication profile. And this is so important, and it's so overlooked, especially when we start a new job. We just go in there and we're task focused, and what do they expect me to accomplish and contribute in the first 3 to 6 months on the job, and let me learn this and ramp up quickly, that we don't actually plan for learning and ramping up the relationships, especially with the boss. So build a communication profile. Understand how your boss likes to communicate in terms of frequency, time of day, the method. How does he or she take in information? These are things that for the most part you should be able to observe or gather from talking to other people in the office, or sometimes you might just need to ask directly. Everyone has a preference, and don't waste your time fighting, shoving information in, or a lack of information, just assuming that it's connecting and that person's receiving it in the way that is easiest for them and the way that they're going to want to respond to. Okay, so that's huge. Number 2 is build a communication profile for your boss and any other key player. Number 3 is solve your boss's problems. Okay, this goes back to what's keeping him or her up at night. Okay? What is going to make him feel like the winner? Like, oh yes, I aced that. Okay, every boss is sweating out something, right? So figure out what that is and how you can contribute. How you can make your boss's job easier. Okay, so number 3, solve your boss's problems. Number 4, make sure you get face time. You might truly be awesome at your job and just run away with it and truly not need that much direction. You might want to avoid micromanagement, and I understand that. But if you don't have that face time, you can't build that trusting relationship that's going to give you key visibility not only to your boss, but to other people in the organization. So make sure you're getting that face time. If you don't have it, ask for it. Ask for an additional biweekly meeting. Ask for it in a way that works with your boss's schedule. And then what are you doing in this meeting exactly? Well, make sure you're not just talking about agenda and task and performance. Yes, you do want to talk about that, but also make sure you're getting feedback in the global perspective of how things are going and how you're contributing to meeting to your department's goal or even the company's larger goal. You want to make sure you're on point with that. And a way to do that is to ask those open-ended questions. Just don't say, oh, is this doing good? Okay, great, I'm going to have this done by Friday. Is that what you wanted? Make sure you're asking the open-ended questions, like, based on the plan that we set up for me in the beginning of this year, how are my contributions aligning with that based on the end of Q1? Okay, so ask those open-ended questions. The next one is avoid emotional triggers. Okay, this is tough, especially if over time you've been dealing with a difficult boss or that one difficult stakeholder in your business. Okay, you become susceptible to that emotional trigger, which then fuels that desire to jump in and escalate an issue, right? You're only fanning the flame, whether that's responding emotionally through email or a quick phone call or telling somebody else about it. Know what your emotional triggers are and shut them down. Step 1, awareness. What are they? And then when you feel that, you need to channel it through another outlet. Number 1 is probably going to be waiting to cool that down. If you don't need to address it immediately in that minute, okay, breathe and take a break from that. Maybe physically remove yourself from that environment if you need to cool down about it. Hold yourself back from quickly firing off that emotional email in response. Okay, so know what those triggers are and begin to manage them in a more healthy way. Don't let those buttons get pushed by that person who frequently sets them off. Okay, and the final tip that I have for you is be honest. You go in there and have this meeting with your boss and ask a question about designing your working relationship. Say something like, I would really like for us to have an open, honest team approach to working together. How would that be for you? Or what is it that I could do to help us enhance the impact that we're making? It's important for us to be on the same page. I'd love to know, what are your thoughts so that we can do that better? All right, so cool. So hopefully that helps you with these 5 strategies to actively manage up and pay attention so that you can raise your visibility, you can deal with emotional triggers, and you can navigate this difficult person or that changing political landscape with much more confidence and skill. Okay, thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.